I think this channel is starting to emerge at the direction that I would like it to go. It's been almost 2 years since I posted the first video, and I've been incredibly cautious about saying or posting things. I know I'm in public, and I know I get into areas that a lot of people have a lot of vested interest in. And I'm working with the material that people all around the world have convictions over, and when you mess with their stuff, they don't like it. However, it's not their stuff. They just think it is. Hebrew teachings give us a metaphor for this very thing. The Ark of the Covenant. Again, you have to decipher these things. They all play out inside. What is the Ark of the Covenant? It really isn't actually an inside thing. The Ark of the Covenant is the material. Buddhism is an ark. Taoism is an ark. Christianity is an ark. I use the term vehicle, but it's the same thing. It's something to carry something else. An ark is meant to carry something. You put some stuff inside of it. Okay, so that is exactly what we have here. The teaching, Judaism, Christianity, those are the arks. Those are the carrier shells. It is what is inside that we're accessing. Many people think that the ark is actually a true physical thing. It disappeared, or it went up to heaven, or it's in Ethiopia, or, all kinds of ideas, when in all reality, the ark is still here. We're still carrying it. We just have to look inside. What do I want to do here? This is actually, what do we need? There are people who do get this, that figure this out, and we emerge from anywhere in the world. YouTube is actually a good platform for us to meet up. However, it's public, and I don't want to attract militant theists or atheists. They are disruptive, and they are ignorant, and they are angry. And this is what I want to say. I see comments about from the Bible Belt, and that reminded me of something. I grew up in Seattle, but I was one generation away from growing up in Little Rock, Arkansas. So my family roots were from the Bible Belt, and I can assure you that growing up, the Bible Belt was not gone out of them. But I can also assure you that the way that I was raised, in the abuse, the whipping, all of the things that happened, the degrading, the belittling and demeaning, that didn't just start with my mom. That's part of the culture in places. That people are raised that way. They have kids. They raise their kids that way. Nobody figures it out. They have kids. They raise them that way. Somewhere we emerge in the middle of that going, oh my God, what the hell's going on? That's us. That's not them. My grandfather, my mom's dad, when I was a boy, 6, 7 years old, he talked to me, and he used the N-word, referring to African Americans as just a matter of fact. He had derogatory things to say about them. These are the things that I'm hearing as a kid going, oh, okay, I don't know. He denied that the Holocaust happened. There's some wacko shutdown stuff right there. Much of my family, I don't associate with anymore. I can't stand them. The quality of what they are as Christians is horrific. The hatred and the judgment that comes out of their mouth just makes me squeamish. And then to watch and listen as they beat their Pharisee chests and think that they're better than other people. That is really, that's a very real part of people's lives. And we need something different. This is a good place for us to meet up, because we need to find people that are looking for this. But we need to have it available for them. I'm not going to monetize the channel. I've said that before. Here's what I want to say, though, that I know that people want to come and talk and communicate, but I also know that from my own experience in exploring YouTube and going to places and trying to have communications, that there are some incredibly militant people that are angry, hateful, accusatory. If you are communicating with somebody on this channel, and I see wonderful communications, I was like, oh my God, this is perfect. This is what I want. This is what we need. It's not what I want. This is what needs to happen. When we communicate and talk with each other, we heal. We want to do that. We need to find each other. It's important. So we shouldn't shut this down. However, if you're talking with somebody and it's a conversation that you're having, I won't be alerted to that. That's okay. But if you are having a conversation on the site and somebody shows up militant, somebody, alert me. They're gone. I won't allow that. I don't want people to come and practice. I don't want people to practice getting better and better and better at hatred and anger. Not here. They can go elsewhere. People like to show up sometimes and tell you you're wrong. Go to their channel and see what they've got posted. Nothing. I want it to be like this. I've used this expression before. I feel like this is metaphorically the channel is. I've laid out a buffet. Here's what I have to offer. You're welcome to it. And if you don't like it, please, go ahead and move along. But when people come in and just disrupt and say, I don't like what you're serving, you need to change this, you need to change that, they're just assholes. I don't care who they are. I don't care how big they are in their organization or what they think. I know what they don't know. And they won't get to stay here. If anybody bugs you and you want to talk and you want to talk freely and positively, yeah. And if somebody comes in and makes you feel bad, let me know. Yeah, I will not tolerate it. I guess I just wanted to say that. I had a lot of things going through my head, but I realized that there are times people have been threatened. It's hard to open up and talk or to find a place that's safe. That we have been threatened and abused from childhood so much that it's hard to come out of that and feel safe. And doing so in public is risky. But I think that we need to do this in public to allow people to find it. While we're having the conversations, there's something else to be aware of, and you may already be aware of this. I have noticed a trend lately, and it has to do with filtering people's comments. Sometimes comments are filtered that are very benign comments, and I'm not certain exactly what YouTube is doing. It seems to me like they're, those TikTok kids that are like doing the stupid challenges and dying. They don't want to be a platform for children to just access things. So it's not about taking somebody's freedom of speech or anything like that in this case. If you post something that says that might say, as a child, I considered suicide, their filters might see child suicide. Boom. That one doesn't get the show. And they're just doing that to be safe. They don't have time to look at there's probably trillions of comments that go up a day. They just have filters checking that stuff out. So you might have to work around it a little bit. You might have to say something like, when I was young, I considered ending it for myself, or, somehow working around words and terms. Sometimes you might, maybe in a conversation, you see somebody made a comment and then you see, there's 3 comments. Let me go click on it. And you look and you see there's only 1 comment. What that tells you is that there's 2 comments that are there that are not showing. They're being filtered for some reason. And you might look at it and go, why are they filtering that? There's nobody saying anything bad. But it's just choice of certain words that are in there that they're saying, we don't know how to deal with that. You said terrorist. Oh, okay, we're not going to allow that. So be aware of that as you're talking to people. Sometimes if there's something that's not quite working out right and we're having long conversations and talking about things that are very sensitive, you might not get responses. Be aware of that YouTube is filtering things, and we just have to be aware of that and work around it. However, as far as unfiltered comments that aren't okay, I can have control over that. If I'm deleting or banning somebody from making any comments because they're mean, I'm not stopping their freedom of speech. They have a channel. They can post what they want. They can't come and interfere with our freedom of speech. That is not going to happen. And as confident as they are in a world of expansive knowledge, they know this much. And they think that's the only thing that they're supposed to know, and that anything else is sinful or, just leave all that stuff alone. their knowledge is too minimal. We want them to grow. We want everybody to get on board, but we also realize that, that's not going to happen for everybody, that it's going to be a smaller group. Okay. When I first started the channel, I didn't really know how to proceed, but I wanted to teach this and I wanted to continue to learn. And if you go to my earliest videos and start watching those, they're a bit different. What you will see over the couple of years is that I have made a progression, that I have learned more, I have become more comfortable with what I'm doing. That's just what happens when you proceed and get into it. But along the way, I have been incredibly cognizant of trying to be careful of the way that I word things in the titles, and I've tried very carefully to not attract certain attention. But there's a point in time where I feel like, okay, I got this. I think I'm confident enough with this to spot who's not on board and who is on board. So the nature of what it has been then is, first of all, just spotting that pattern and being obsessed over what is in all of this material and finding that there is a way to decode it. So I know how to read the information, how to one process, no matter what you're reading from antiquity, you use that same process and it'll bring you to the same point. There is that template that is there that everything is built on. And that is what it gets our attention when we're looking at things going, what are these similarities here? It's that template. We're just not seeing the whole template. There's more to it. And that has been a significant part of my channel, was going through and learning how that works, seeing it, playing it out in my mind, test fitting all the pieces and parts and playing them out until you go, all right, I got this. I see how they work. It's been very much just a mental, it's like playing a game in your head without the board game's all up here in a way. I don't know how else to describe it. At any rate, so I know how to decode the information and I found what's in there. But here's the other thing, is that we don't have to do that. After having found the way to decipher all of the material, I find out that they're all teaching the same thing. And what I can do is actually just update the teaching, extract it from its nested position and say, here it is in plain language. So I can teach what they had hidden without hiding it, or I can hide it. But that's what we're looking at here. There's two possible ways to take this material, and that is to work on decoding it yourself, or just saying, I don't need to learn all of the other things. I don't need to learn Taoism, Buddhism, Hinduism. I don't need to learn all those things. I just want to know what is in there. Just help me fix my life. Because they're all containing the same thing. That's fine. I can say with confidence that this is not magical. It's not, it's mysterious. It's hard to figure it out. But once you figure it out, it's pretty simple what they've done. We don't have time today. In my life, just because of the way it worked out, I have had, oh my gosh, thousands of hours of alone time, even while at work. And I've just been able to work at this, and I'm very fortunate. I think if I had not had the opportunities I had for space, mental freedom in life, that I would not have found this. It takes time. Our lives today don't allow us to have that kind of time. However, all of this can be taught. I'm certain at some point in time in antiquity, as they're making these stories, and I got a feeling we would be sitting at the feet of Plato, Aristotle. We would be in that group of figuring this stuff out, talking about things, making up stories for the population to carry. And that's what Christianity is. Yeah, that's for the population to carry this teaching. So they don't get to come in and stop the teaching. Some things that I've run into, and I'm sure you will too, if you are having a discussion with active Christians trying to describe how this works. I've gotten a lot of people in the past who have said, yeah, don't do that. That's that new age. What kind of crap are you trying to pull with that? This template is older than all of the stories. Christianity is a new vehicle to carry the original template. This is not New Age. Christianity is. All right, I guess that was it. I just wanted to make a point here that I don't know where to go sometimes, whether to keep teaching how to extract the material or whether to just teach, here's what it's getting to. This is what we need to do. they're both there. And I think most people, though, probably just want to get to the answer. Put the comments below. I can do the decoding stuff. I was doing that I was getting to where I was going to show how Genesis is built on the template of the hero's journey. Nobody watches those videos. It's like, oh, that's okay. Nobody, that's boring. You start talking about Jesus and breaking this down. Ooh, people are interested. And that's where I needed to eventually go. I did a lot of work in the Gospel of Thomas because I wanted to nail Jesus's material down. And I know that the Gospel of Thomas contains everything that Jesus teaches in Matthew, Mark, or Luke. It teaches that. Plus, it has additional things in there that come from other sources. So it was a good Rosetta Stone to figure out what was going on. I didn't mind playing with that one. And getting into Matthew, Mark, Luke, John, the Acts, suddenly we got a different crowd possibly. And but we emerge from that crowd. We need to reach out to that crowd while making sure that the evil from that crowd doesn't emerge, that the good does. Okay, well, honestly, the biggest thing right here is that there are people out there that are seeing things that are in hurtful, theistic environments that are looking for answers. And you can come here and talk. And if anybody gives you a hard time, let me know. They don't get to stay. We will welcome people on board trying to find answers, not those who point fingers and fling bats. Love one another. I'll see you in the next video. And what am I talking about? I do this.